What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. It is the 21st. We're coming at you guys for our NBA edition show today. We'll talk about NFL a little bit, but obviously most of the focus is going to be on this huge slate that we have today. Joined as always by my guy, Stu. How we doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great, but like you said, a huge slate today. A lot of stuff to go through, a bunch of NBA games, a bunch of pretty good NBA games as well. But as per usual, the injury report is a little bit annoying, holding us back in a couple of these games. Still don't have full props yet, but yeah, good show today. A lot of nice picks. I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of injury news, right, that we need to figure out throughout the day. Obviously, we're doing this at 2 my time here. Slate doesn't start for another 4 hours or so, but there's just so many injuries on this slate that we kind of have to weave our way through. Obviously, yesterday we did our spaces there and kind of talked about the games there. Obviously, a lot of injuries in that smaller slate here, but we got some big slates these next couple days. But tonight, I think, what is it, 13 game slate? I don't know how many, but it's almost every superstar is in action tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, we got some exciting narratives too, right? Luka coming off the ejection game, which kind of screwed both you and me from that one. I feel like, I don't know if I'm spoiling anything yet, but I feel like this is a spot to go right back. I mean, I kind of like the star player after ejection narrative. I don't know if there's any real data behind that, but just from what, I've seen, what a lot of people have seen. So a lot of interesting spots today. And like you said, the superstars are out for sure.
Yeah, no, and obviously Ja, after his ejection, dropped 35 last night. Obviously in a loss, but a tough place to play, but still put up his numbers and got there if he took the points in that game. But yeah, I mean, there's some big totals. There's some really low totals. There's some good defensive games. There's some terrible defense in games. The first one that comes to mind is just how different the game's going to be when you watch this Cleveland Cavaliers team take on the Bucks. And then the late night game where we have a 241 total in that one with the Kings and the Lakers. Fantasy gold in that late game. Obviously, the Bucks is my cup of tea. I'm a Bucks guy, obviously, but which one do you like watching better? These good teams that actually are trying to play defense and play real basketball, or just these trash teams that are just going?
Yeah, it depends what I have money on, I mean, when I have some overs, then I love some no defense games. But if I'm just sitting back and just want to enjoy a good basketball game, then I'll definitely take a Bucks Cavs kind of game where they're just going at it. You see a lot of guys battling in the paint and some of the best defensive players in basketball. So I think that's a better quality game. But for the player props, for having fun, then, oh yeah, give me all the Rockets, all the Thunder, all the Kings, those kind of teams, 100%.
Yeah, I'm just looking at these. Just like the numbers are just all over the place in terms of totals here. Let's take a look at our slate. Last time, obviously, you kind of mentioned Luka really screwing me over on that points, rebounds, assists. He was at, 33? Yeah. And he got ejected with 3 minutes left in the third. I know I had a couple people mention he wasn't playing well or whatever. I'm like, bro, he's still almost triple-double. He almost had a triple-double with 4 minutes left in the third. I'm like, that's the thing with these superstar guys is when they don't get it going with one, they're able to fill up the stat sheet in other ways. The Fultz assist and a steal came through. He went crazy in that game. A really nice line for him there. We had some nice Jeremy Grant game, I guess, in the Dame Lillard spot. He had a Jeremy Grant game there, and I believe it was Embiid. Was it Embiid who kind of went crazy in that one?
Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, I don't know about you. I feel like both of us still had pretty solid days that day either way.
Oh, yeah, I had a really good day. Right? That was one of my better days of the week. But yeah, the Luka ejection was really, really tough. It was tough to watch. I don't know why you can't really eject that dude, right? I mean, that's like his whole, that's the reason you pay premium for those tickets, right? Is because Luka's playing. For no other reason. Nobody's going out there to watch Tim Hardaway Jr. shoot threes from 40 feet and brick half of them, right? So, yeah, I'm sure that'll get addressed here soon. Just sucks that they had to take my money first for me to get that.
Yeah, no, I think I talked about it on Spaces yesterday. He ended up killing one of my nice $250 parlay in there too. But That's life. That's why we bounce back. And I probably have to, just for the sake of it, I'll probably have to bet on Luka again today. I mean, like you said, he wasn't off to the best start last game, but he really got cooking in the third quarter. Like that's when he kind of turned things up before then getting tossed.
Yeah, and I mean, who you can say, like, everybody can say he wasn't doing well, but the dude almost triple doubled, and he only played 28 minutes, dude. Like, that's crazy to me that he was that efficient in that game in all the other categories there. So, without further ado, 20 of you guys in the chat, we appreciate you. Smash that like button for us if you could. We will get to all questions today. We should be able to get to everything. Do you want to sprinkle some NFL stuff in here to start? I don't have any props as of yet, but do you have anything that you wanted to kind of talk about in that game before we get into NBA?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any props yet, too. I mean, I'm looking at it. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to play, right? But him being on the injury report questionable with a toe injury is never great news. Then we just saw Walker, obviously the first round pick, then be ruled out for this game already. So a lot of playoff implications, a close spread. But yeah, I don't have any bets right now. So unfortunately, don't have much over here. I think it's more of an NBA day for me.
Okay. Yeah, mostly NBA for me as well. I can't imagine Lawrence sits.
Yeah.
I kind of like the completions line if I can get that. Obviously, a lot of places are a little bit more skeptical with all this stuff. Obviously, you can still find a few passing props here around there, but 20.5 is what it's sitting at. I kind of like that spot. So give me plus money. It's plus 100 on a book too in there. So that's probably the only look I'm really sitting at, just because I think you're going to have to be underneath routes on a lot of these with that Jaguars offensive line. And just, I don't know, is there news on Quinnen Williams if he's back for this one?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I would think so. I don't remember seeing anything definitive yet, but that's obviously a big deal right on that defensive line right there. But yeah, for me, I would say maybe Travis Etienne, longest rush is something I'm probably going to be taking a look at. The Jets do have a good run defense, but they do struggle with open field tackling. The linebacker core probably isn't the strength of that team right there. So we've kind of seen tight ends, and Evan Ingram's been playing really well, and we've kind of seen some running backs punish them recently. So that's who I'm probably looking for. I agree. I like the completions look as well right there. He's one of those guys that he's making some solid downfield throws, but we're seeing a lot of lower ADOT completions from Lawrence, especially. We got Kirk, we got Zay Jones, not running super deep routes right now. Same with Ingram too. He's been surging recently.
Yeah, good yak guys. All those guys are good with the ball in their hands for sure. Yes, Todd, I am. That's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I don't usually wear my hood up like ever, when I'm inside, but it is not. It's like 4 degrees here right now. At least there's no snow yet. This blizzard's going to be real shitty though. We're going to get a pretty bad one here. I think tomorrow. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Let's take a look here at this slate then overall. NBA, like I said, massive slate here. I don't look at that. That's perfect. Perfect timing. No more Wizards on the slate tonight, too. So what game are you going to for your favorite spot tonight? Only one. You get to only pick one today.
Yeah, it's a shame. There's a lot of good ones. I would say so since I just watched Trailblazers Thunder the other night, that was kind of the fun one. I'll axe that out, and then I'll go to Kings Lakers. I think I have to, right? I think both of those are pretty close, but Kings Lakers is what I'll go with, man. I think that could be a real fun game.
Yeah, and I mean, I won't even give the Bucks like my favorite one. Just I think that's going to be the best game. Like if you're looking for good basketball, probably your best game. But I really do want to watch Luka get his revenge here. They're 3.5-point favorites tonight in Minnesota. I can't see a way that Luka just doesn't just destroy these dudes for going off on that last one there too. Obviously, Gobert was out in that last one. Naz Reid is now an all-star, dude. Like every time he plays 20 minutes, the dude is like 3 fantasy points a minute. It's ridiculous. Yep. Every time he plays more than that, like, dude, when he plays like starter minutes, his stuff is crazy. He goes crazy.
Yeah, he's a funny bench center. He's one of those guys that I feel like, this, like DFS guys know. Like any guy that's a great per minute producer, DFS guys love because they just come in randomly. They get a spot start every once in a while and just, put up a nice double on like super efficient shooting. So he kind of reminds me a little of Montrezl Harrell, except he does have a kind of solid outside shot.
He
He'll hit a
does.
three
Yeah,
every
he
once
does.
in a while. And he doesn't look like he has a three, right? This is not a guy that you'd really give too much respect to out there, but he's one of the better, I would say, backup centers. He comes in and does his job pretty athletic.
Yeah, no, I was with my boy Gafford last night. That was a good one too. He did well for me at his price point too, so that was good. And shout out to Lauri Markkanen, bro. Shout out to Lauri Markkanen. That boy went berserk. That was my favorite play of the day yesterday. That dude went not. He didn't even need the rebounds. I just threw the rebounds in there, and he grabbed his first half numbers was like 4 for 6 from 3, 19 points, no rebounds, 1 assist. And then in the end, he ends up hitting like 9 threes, his career high. Almost broke. It was cool because he played against Bojan last night and almost broke his record for most threes in a game because Bojan had an 11-3 game. He had 9 in that one. So that was fun for a fun little matchup between those guys, Bogdanovic and Lauri Markkanen there.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed watching Lauri just hit buckets when he's out there. Guy's fun to watch. When he's making shots, like the way he's built, his size, how smooth everything it is, it's fun. Although the negative is those 9 for 21 shooting days from Lauri are real rough to watch. But hey, when he's stroking it right now, we just got to keep betting on him, man. Let's get him back out there. I think they play the Wizards tomorrow. So maybe that's something to keep an eye on.
Lauri Markkanen, 40 points, plus 2,000. Give it to me quick. That boy is about to go crazy.
We'll see, man. Porzingis, he's kind of similar build, a little bit taller. We'll see what happens.
I don't know, dude. Lauri had a couple of those where he just he's shifty, bro. He's quick and shifty, and he was throwing dunks down on him. And then obviously Jalen Duren, the darling of everybody on gambling Twitter yesterday, comes through for everybody. So cash that 250 ticket on the double, which was nice, but. Yeah, okay, we're on to the slate here. Let's take a look. Yeah, man, holy shit, there's so many games. Good thing we don't go through every one of them specifically, because this would be a long show for that. But to start us off, I'll throw it to you for your half unit play. Obviously, a guy who we've seen this line just continue to get juice, and I think that this is still a great spot in this matchup here.
Yeah, I think we're almost getting a little bit of a good value here just because it feels like all of DeJounte Murray's props are a little bit reduced due to the fact that he's obviously now just coming back from a little pause, right? We saw him come out against Orlando for the first time in 2 weeks, but guess what? He played 38 minutes, okay? DeJounte's back. It's not like we have to worry about any kind of minutes restriction. And what's the one thing we know? DeJounte Murray obviously can produce on the offensive side of the ball, but he's been very, very consistent over these last couple seasons in these defensive categories, especially steals and blocks right here. We saw him average 2.3 steals and blocks per game last season. And guess what? It's still at 2.2 this season in Atlanta. So not much has changed. Obviously, different team, but he's still playing very high minutes. And we get a pretty good matchup right here against the Bulls. He played them twice last season with the Spurs. He hasn't played them at all yet on his current team, but from what we did see last season, he played them twice, and in both of those games, he covered this number. He had 3 steals in the first one and 2 steals in the second one. Additionally, when we look at the Bulls, they're middle of the pack in steals allowed so far this season, but what does stand out is they are number 1 in blocks allowed to opposing point guards so far this season. So DeJounte Murray does actually have a pretty solid matchup there where they are, allowing a lot of blocks to opposing point guards. I think he goes over this with just steals personally, but considering the odds go, from, even money to minus 135, I'll take the value considering the Bulls are, like I said, allowing the most blocks to opposing point guards. So just a solid spot for Murray right here. I think this should probably be minus 160, minus 170 just on any given night, especially in a bad matchup. So I think he cashes this one right here. I'll definitely take the discount of minus 135.
Beautiful. And I'm going to be heading to another quick point guard as well. I'm going to be heading to De'Aaron Fox in that game that everybody's going to be watching tonight. I truly do not know what the Lakers are going to do on the defensive end. versus Fox. I truly would love to see what they're going to try to do. Like, obviously, they were all out last game, and we got to see a Dennis Schroeder show. Dennis Schroeder's defense might be worse than me trying to guard somebody. I'm not even kidding, bro. I haven't played basketball in like probably 2 years when I used to play pickup a lot. And I bet you I play better defense than Dennis Schroeder, bro. Like, this dude does not care. Like, he is literally out there to shoot, and that's it, right? I mean, you have him. Watching that last game was so disgusting. You had Troy Brown out there. You're bringing Waylon Gabriel, dude. Like, it was disgusting. Obviously, you're missing a top 5 shot blocker in the NBA and Anthony Davis. And they were already bad at defending the paint. That was what was weird, was they're already bottom 10. I think they're ranked 6th worst in points in the paint. And that was with Anthony Davis for quite a few of those games, right? So now without him, I really don't know. They have no rim protector here. I mean, I don't know where you're going to get out. Thomas Bryant, you as a Wizards fan will know that man is not a paint protector. That guy is not a rim protector. That guy is in there to play offense. That's really all he's out there for. And he's been doing a great job at it. I'm not shitting on him. I actually kind of like his game offensively, but defensively, very much a liability. Obviously, pace here. Very few teams can pace up with the Kings. Kings are top 5 in pace. Lakers are up there. They're always been number 1 or 2 the entire season here. And just looking at De'Aaron Fox's last couple games, right? You have Detroit, Charlotte. You have games where he's been able to run with these guys. 9 assists, 24 points against Detroit. He dropped 37 in his last game, and he was just super efficient. I love guys that at the end of games can hit free throws as well. He hit every single one in the crunch time spots there. I don't know who guards him. I don't think there's somebody who can guard him here. I mean, what are you going to send Pat Bev for 14 minutes and foul out? That's probably your best bet, is fouls for him. But he's hit this in 3 straight games. Also had a double-double in there as well. 9, 10, and then obviously the 2 assist game. He dropped 37 points. So I think he could easily get there in points. I talked about it with Laurie yesterday. He could get there with points. I love having that option. I love having the double-double upside here as well, where we only need 20 real-life points out of him. I just don't know with this pace, with how much he's going to be in control of the ball here. They brought in a lot of times late in the game, they're completely pulling Malik Monk out of these sets because his defense is so trash, bringing in Davion Mitchell, who can't do anything offensively, at least, besides shoot layups. I don't know how Fox doesn't get there with the usage, the pace, and this total. I think he absolutely cruises here.
Yeah, no, I like this spot a lot right here. I like what you said at free throws, too, at the end of the game right there. Sabonis, not the best free throw shooter in the world. And we do know this Lakers team does foul, especially with Thomas Bryant down there. Yeah, like you said, absolutely no paint protection whatsoever. I mean, it's going to be a group of rim protectors involving LeBron James, who's like, trying to score 49 points. So he's not really trying too much back there. And then, like you said, Thomas Bryant, who, for anyone that followed me last year, he started for a stretch for the Wizards for about 10 games before the trade deadline. I bet against them every single game, and I'm pretty sure I went like 9 out of 10. So Thomas Bryant is very, very bad on the defensive end. I can leave it there. I can talk about Thomas Bryant all day long. We can do a whole podcast where I talk about how bad this guy is on the defensive end, but we don't need to. And then, like you said, Wayne Gabriel will be the other kind of rim protector. And the guy's like 6'7". He just can't shoot. So they call him a center, I guess. I don't know, like a forward. Either way, Fox should be able to get whatever he wants in the paint right there. So I definitely like this spot. Obviously, a high total game. I think there's going to be plenty of offense. And yeah, Patrick Beverley, like the guy's podcast, very funny guy, but his true shooting percentage has been awful this season. He can't even shoot himself on the court, despite the fact that he is their best guard defender right now. He's shooting so poorly, he can't really keep up. So I think we're going to see a lot of Schroeder, a lot of Westbrook if he's out there. Just awful matchups. Troy Brown Jr., I think Fox is in store for a very good day.
Yeah, one thing I did want to kind of bring up, it's not anything like numbers based or anything, but I've been noticing in the few Sacramento games that I have money on and I watch later in the games, like Fox and like even like Morant, like these smaller, skinnier guys, they're getting moved on like very little contact, and they're getting these calls every single time. I know last night I saw when I was watching Morant, he was getting barely touched by some of these bigger dudes, and the dude it's just like naturally moving him more because he's only like what, $180. So same thing with Fox. I was with the Charlotte game last time. Like he was barely getting touched, but this dude is moving because he's so small. Like he's not like obviously ripped or nothing, So that just came to my head because I was watching him against LaMelo, and LaMelo fouled out in that game, and 3 of them were on Fox where he like barely touched him, but the dude is so good at making it look like actually like he's getting smashed. So I think we could see another spot for more free throws here, and obviously AD out of the paint is a spot I'd like to go to.
100%. And yeah, I agree. I like the angle of exploiting these free throws. I did the same thing on our stream yesterday on our spaces when I talked about Ivy. And guess what? He had another good game. So I'm definitely on board, man.
Yeah, Ivy looked fantastic. Duran looked fantastic. That Pistons team is going to be fun. Their defense is just absolutely horrendous. But hey, they're going to be a fun team to keep on betting on. So let's take a look at the chat, guys, before we get to our next group. 30 of you guys in here. We appreciate all you guys popping on and joining us here on Pass the Prop. Hopefully some of you guys are new, coming from the spaces yesterday. We had a few new people popping in on that, which was awesome. Turbo, number 1 in there. First guy in. Milwaukee versus Boston. That'll be a fun game. I can't imagine that one's over 215 for that total there. Luka, yeah, I think we could see a big game from Luka. I'm curious if Gobert's going to play because I think he might be afraid of Luka, man. I think he might try to dunk on his head here.
We'll see. I mean, I think Gobert playing would be kind of fun, honestly. But like you said, I love Luka tonight. It should be a fun one.
David bringing up, do you ever make plays for the DK or FanDuel promos? I know they have the free bet on Wednesdays. I know they do like the TNT bets. Do you do any of those promos for those risk-free ones?
Not really. I feel like I don't get these great promos that everyone else is always getting, or these emailed free bets and stuff.
Yeah, I ain't betting enough for that, I don't think.
Well, either you're not betting enough or you're not losing enough, one of those two things. But either way, I mean, I got a whole Discord full of people that are always making stuff for those and always sending their suggestions. So whenever I do take a look, that's where I normally go. But yeah, I don't really build too many of those, especially for the promos.
Yeah, and if you're going to build a sweat-free same game parlay, I'm assuming the game that you're going to be giving us a play in here is going to be the spot you're going to. Obviously, I just talked about Fox. You're going to be in the same game. So you could, if you wanted to use that same game parlay, this would be a spot to do it. I'll send it over to you talking about King James here.
That's a good transition because when I was looking at this, there weren't Kings props. I think that just happened like kind of 15, 20 minutes before.
Yeah, no, I got it probably 15 minutes before it started the show.
Yeah, so because I was looking, I was thinking maybe I'll do a LeBron James 28. I'll add in a Sabonis 10 rebounds, something like that.
Sabonis was with like the questionable from shoot, like something. I don't remember what it was, but he went through shoot around this morning, so I'm assuming that's why it came out.
Yeah, him and Barnes, who were both questionable with illness, I want to say. Either way, they both went through shoot around, so I expect them both to play. But yeah, no same game parlay, but this is what I'd go to. But we'll just stick with LeBron James over 30.5 points. This is obviously going to be a pretty popular one today, but I think that's for a really good reason. And obviously, no Anthony Davis. Without Anthony Davis, he's seen insane volume both this season and last season. So far this season, in those 3 games, 33, 39 and 28 points. But guess what? The field goal attempts were there every single game. 24, 21, and 24 field goal attempts in those games. And it's not like this is an outlier either. When we look back to last season without Anthony Davis, he averaged 32.9 points on 23 field goal attempts per game. So the volume was incredible last season without AD. And 3 games without him so far this season, the volume is still absolutely incredible. I expect LeBron to get all his shots up he wants to. This is obviously the highest paced game of the day. It's the highest total is this the first 240 we've seen? I don't know if I can remember another 240.
For show purposes, I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember a Monday, Wednesday, Friday us getting a 240. So that's obviously great for this prop. And then if you want to look, guess what? He hit this in every game versus the Kings last season. It's a great matchup. Who's going to guard him? Harrison Barnes? Is that someone we're scared of? The rookie Keegan Murray? I assume he will get double teams for a decent amount of this game, but that's nothing new to LeBron. He's going to work through it. It's a soft matchup. There'll be plenty of transition opportunities. I just think this all sets up too good for LeBron right here. The volume, 22 shots is too hard to pass up, right? That's just how it is.
Yeah, super efficient on those. His 3 balls look very good these last 5 games or so. And yeah, there's really no defender here. Obviously, we'd probably assume that Davion Mitchell is their best defender. He's going to be way too small to even try to body up LeBron. Like, that would be him taking him to school there the whole time. But, yeah, I don't know who we could possibly see. I would assume Barnes. That would have been my guess. But if he's not 100%, then he's just going to get absolutely worked here.
And even if he is 100%, I still think he's going to get absolutely worked here. So not too worried about Harrison Barnes at this point in his career.
Yeah, and I'm going to two of my favorite guys, two guys you've seen a lot on the show. I'm going to be rolling with these two big boys for me today. I'm going to one that just you can't pass this up. This line, I think it was minus 126 as of like 10 minutes ago. I just made it again just to make sure that we're good here on FanDuel. Lillard 4 threes with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 25 points minus 125. What more can I talk about with these dudes? Both dudes, 32 and 33% usage rate, respectively. Lillard has just been shooting threes like crazy. He is averaging, in the month of December, 13 three-point attempts per game. And he's averaging 6.1 made. The dude is on one right now. This guy is making everything. And he's, like I said, just taking a ton of volume out there. Over 50% of his shots have been threes in every single game this month, which is impressive. And obviously he's hit it, I believe, every single game but 2. And one of the games he missed, he only played 24 minutes against the Mavericks in a 20-point blowout. So other than that, he's been absolutely cruising over this number. They just played last game against these guys, obviously, and he dropped 6 threes in that one. I know Terrence mentioned in the chat last show that his 5 threes was plus 105, and he still cleared it and got you to 6 threes in only 12 attempts. 50%, obviously, a number that obviously won't be able to consistently hit that for the rest of the year. But on the year, he's averaging 40% through the entire season. Through 30 plus games, he's at 40% on the 3 ball. Going over to Shai, 12 of his last 13 games he has gotten here. I mean, the volume is there. Giddey may or may not play. I think it might actually help if he does, just in terms of getting dishes off and maybe having another defender to worry about. But Shai obviously hit the game winner in their last one. Dame was kind of talking about how people have been comparing them. I think that was a really cool thing to see as well. 36 plus minutes in competitive matchups. We're expecting another close one here with the spread over on FanDuel only at 3. 38 minutes in these last 2 games where they've been down to the wire. Obviously, at the end of the games, you like the free throws. What more can you ask for from a guy shooting 95% from the free throw line? Dude has been great. I expect him to continue to do that again tonight. In a nice pace game, 231 or 231 total. Oh, 236 total. My bad. But yeah, there's a lot to like here. Obviously, Shai can continue to just keep balling.
Yeah, I don't know if you know, but when these two teams played, I played SGA 26, Dame 25 points last time after our show. So I ended up cashing on a very, very similar play to this. And I'll tell you, the Lillard one was sweaty, right? It took me to the very last second, and he had 4 threes in like the first half. You know what I mean? Like, he cashed that so easily, but I was sitting there kind of waiting after Simons just started balling out in the third. So I love this spot. Like I said, I played almost the exact same thing just the other day, and I was looking at it once again right here. So I'm a big fan of it. I think SGA can get there with or without Giddey. Anyone that watched SGA that game too, he's getting a lot of credit for that game winner. He was not good. He did not look good at all, right? I'm glad someone else. I haven't seen anyone say anything negative about it. I watched the whole fucking game. The guy was not good, and guess what? He put up 33 points, something like that. He just turned it on in the end. Eventually, started making those shots. It just shows his volume is so undefeated right now. Even in his worst games, he's still putting up 30 plus points on terrible efficiency. Still getting to the free throw line, all that stuff. So it's impossible to bet against Shai right here.
For those who know what I'm talking about on like DFS DraftKings platform, this man was an ice cold snowflake for the whole first half. He was terrible, and at the end, he still ended up being a flame, bro. He still ended up turning fire at the end. But dude, he was ice. like he had, I don't even know if he scored till like 7 minutes into the game, dude. It was really tough to watch. And then the guy just goes berserk, fouls, right? Getting every single technical foul, free throws in there too. Like it's just so nice to have that as an option, dude, that he is going to go get every single option there, get the ball right to his hands. That's a free 5 points every single game. Like looking at Shea's numbers so far this year, dude, it's nuts. Like he's 93% from the line, averaging 10 free throws per game. That's a free 9 points on just straight free throws every single game.
Yeah, I was gonna say you said 5 at first. 5 is a bad day for SGA. Okay, a good day is getting 10 times. So it's kind of funny. At the beginning of last season, we saw the crackdown on all the free throw shooters. Everyone's numbers were way down, and it's only a year later, and we're right back to where we were before. So hey, it's good for the player props though. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Turbo bringing up that on PointsBet it is -120. That is awesome. That's perfect. We're flying through today's show. Obviously, we will be going to a quick recap here. We're up to 40 people in here live. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are the best. Thank you again. And we'll do our recap and then make our long shot here. With all these new arrivals in here as of late, we will get the recap out right now for all you guys. So I'll kick it over to you, and then we'll get to our long shots.
Sounds good. I started out with DeJounte Murray over 1.5 steals and blocks, -135. Played that one for a half unit over on MGM. Then I went LeBron James, good old-fashioned GOAT, over 30.5 points right here, -115 over on FanDuel.
Beautiful. I'm going to De'Aaron Fox in that same game. Over 31.5 points plus assists at -110. And then I'm doing a same game parlay over on FanDuel with Damian Lillard, 4 3-pointers to go along with Shai Gilgeous, over 20 or 25 points, -125, -120 on PointsBet. If you have it, Stu, we're doing it again. We're doing our impromptu ones here. Do you have a thought on where you're going here for tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of solid spots right here. I think I'm kind of tempted to go back to my guy Markelle Fultz. I bet on him last show with that 4 assist and 1 steal combo. I wanted to come back with that same one again today, but guess what? I think after Real made that bet, I think they caught on last time because it's -220 today. So obviously that wasn't going to happen. But Fultz now finds himself in a very good matchup against the Rockets. I'm checking to see the best price right now, but I kind of like his double-double. I was looking at it earlier, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of what you were saying yesterday on the stream with Kevin Porter Jr. He's the guy, he hasn't hit it yet, but I mean, he's the kind of guy that he can obviously give it to you. He's gotten to 9 assists a couple of times. He's had a couple spike rebounding performances as well, and the points should be fairly good right there. So I'm checking up on the price right here, but I remember seeing a pretty good one earlier. So I think I'm going to be sprinkling on Fultz double-double. It's +850 on DraftKings right now.
All righty, I'll throw that up there. And speaking of a line like this one, I am going to be kind of along the same lines, but let me get this out. And I will be going to even a longer long shot here. I'm going to be going to Giannis triple-double in this Cleveland game. I don't think he goes crazy in terms of scoring here. I think this is going to be like their last matchup, right? The game ended up being 117-102. He ended up dropping 38, right? He absolutely went crazy. I believe Allen was out. One of the 2 centers was out in their last game. Obviously, it will be a very important piece because they played each other earlier than that. So earlier than that this year, and he had 16, 12, and 8 in that matchup. That one, I believe both of them were healthy because I remember that total was down a little bit. But that's what I expect. I expect a game where he's around 20 to 25 points, but has to do everything else, right? We have no Middleton tonight. I think that's obviously a little bit more times with the ball in his hands. I think we could see some assists from him. Obviously, I'm expecting 10 rebounds, right? So pretty much this is me betting on him getting 10 assists, just straight 10 assists, because in matchups with the amount of bigs that are going to be out there tonight, I love the rebound props with him. Obviously, if Giannis goes under 10 points, I will quit the show. If he does under 10 points in this one, I'm not barring injury. I'm barring injury. Like, I'm not, obviously, knock on wood. I hope to God that doesn't happen, or else the tickets I have later this year are going to suck, having to go watch the Bucks without Giannis. But Yeah, dude, triple double. I got to 13-1 is just a crazy price. You're getting Giannis. I'm pretty sure this is this a national televised game? I know that I don't know if it's this one or.
I think it might be Warriors Nets. I think might be.
Ew, that's disgusting, bro.
Yeah.
That's gross. Flex this
Also,
shit, bro. Flex this shit, NBA.
yeah,
Oh
I would
shit,
also say
plus 2,000 on DK. We're gonna switch that up.
I was
I
gonna
didn't look
say
on DK. I'm on only FanDuel at the moment. That's the only one I have up.
yeah, I would to say if you build it yourself, no matter what site, like if you just click 10 rebounds, 10 assists, you can always get better odds, right, than the ones they give you. So just a little tip if you're ever been a triple double. But yeah, that's a good price right there. It's going to be harder for him to score, obviously, with those two guys in the paint. We could see a lot of kickouts. Just need our shooters to make some buckets today.
Yeah, pretty much betting on Giannis 10 assists here. I think that we can get there. Obviously, 8 of them in his last game against these guys. I think it should be a fun one, too. Close game. And Giannis is just so super efficient in these games where he actually plays 34 minutes. We rarely see it, and this probably, I would assume, would be one of the ones we do. I don't remember the last game the Bucks have been a dog. When they're I can't say they're fully healthy because Middleton's probably not playing. He's doubtful, but I haven't seen the Bucks as a dog in a very long time, and this would be a fun matchup between two good teams.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped for that one. And I think, yeah, Middleton being out definitely changes things a bit, but you guys still have a very solid team, And hey, who knows? Who's the sleeper in this one? Is Kevin Love going off? Kevin Love for
no,
this game right here, nice double off the bench.
Fucking hey, dude. Hey, he ain't Duran, bro. He ain't Duran, that's for sure. I just loved watching that dude. He had like 4 offensive rebounds in one possession to get my double. Like, that's so nice. Just stood under there and missed it on purpose. Threw it off the backboard to himself. Hey, pad your stats, my friend. Pad your stats.
That's the Andre Drummond special right there. That just tap it to yourself. Why not? Get all those doubles. Who cares?
Perfect. 36 minutes in. Awesome. We flew through this one. Again, guys, we did do the recap about 2 minutes ago. If you haven't seen that, go check that about 2 minutes ago there. Obviously, our long shots are out there. Stu, what do you got for the people? We got a pretty massive slate tonight. We'll try to do a quicker show because I know we've been getting a little bit more viewership, and I know people want it to be not a full hour just so they're able to come through it all. But what do you got for the people before we head out today?
Yeah, I'll have plenty more stuff. I mean, it's a huge slate. They're still posting numbers. One of my favorite spots so far as a parlay piece, Kevin Durant, 7 first quarter points is on the board right now. That's such an amazing parlay piece, but they have none of the Warriors up yet. So I obviously need to wait for those lines to come out, but that's just one example. I'll have multiple plays throughout the rest of the day, and I know you will have some stuff as well. So make sure to follow us both on Twitter, and then obviously Pickett Sports, code PTP when you sign up. It's a completely free app. They'll give you between $300 and $100. We're both posting parlays. I'm posting some prize pick stuff over there. They brought free throws back, guys. They did it. I hope it's back today. I haven't checked quite yet. That's what I'm going to go do right after this. So if they have free throws, then you already know I'm throwing Luka free throws in a parlay tonight that I'll be posting over on Pickett and in my Discord. So tons of fun stuff. And yeah, just make sure to keep up. I've been doing pretty well recently, so I'm ready to keep it going in the NBA.
Yeah, no, a couple good days in a row. It's been a good week for sure. Obviously, we'll be back Friday with our plays for NFL. The Saturday, Sunday show definitely was our best show in a while with the full sweep there, bringing home almost 5 units on that. So excited for that show. I will keep you guys up to date. I know someone mentioned, I think it was Todd, that we're going to have a pretty big storm here. So hopefully everything is fine in terms of like Wi-Fi and all, all that stuff. But hopefully we don't have any issues there. But yeah, full NFL on Friday. Obviously 4 free plays for you guys today. Again, guys, if you're getting anything from this content, please drop a like on the video. It goes a long way. And obviously we'll be kind of sending stuff out throughout the day. So make sure you guys have that notification bell on Twitter as well to get all of our plays, whether live plays. I know you do a lot of live NFL plays or just plays that we drop late because I know some of these lines don't go out till 15 minutes before the game. So make sure you have that notification bell on. It definitely helps get you guys the best lines and obviously get the same lines we're getting as well. Perfect. I do not believe we have any other questions. But again, guys, thank you. We're not going to say Merry Christmas yet because we'll see you Friday. So beforehand, it might have to be a little bit earlier. I'm not sure on the time on everything with either one of our schedules on the traveling and all that fun stuff. But yeah, excited to do it. Excited to get after another day here on NBA. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day and best of luck on all your bets tonight.